Both these teams undefeated, both looking to find their shooting stroke, and we are ready for action. Malique Ewin jumping center for Florida State, which has the basketball first. And back we go the other way with Clayton, the former Iona Gale. All three of these veteran Florida guards started their college careers elsewhere, and there is Clayton. These veteran Florida guards started their college career.
For a team that's shooting 26% behind the three-point line, going to their guy to get them going early. That made his first three there on the year. And again, someone has to step up and help Watkins.
Great move and shift to the left hand by Will Richard. Chandler Jackson. Who says the Seminoles haven't been shooting well? Long and active Florida State defense. First 2 points of the night for Ewin come on a throwdown. Nice feed from the perimeter.
Inside as he is on the perimeter, as right now he's guarding the basketball.
And that's even for last year's National Junior College Player of the Year. He gets taken off the bounce. Their first 2 points for Elijah Martin. Tough shot by Martin. Old Bowen pulls it down, and here comes Florida State.
This is the game here. Who rebounds and controls the paint? Both teams want to get out in transition.
Through 3 games this season. The follow slam by Sam Alexis.
Goes up. And there you see Justin Thomas on the back.
Clayton, Richard, and Martin, are there enough shots to bring Urban into the rotation?
Well, that's what he does right there.
He's not shy. If he hits him from the corner like that, he's going to get minutes.
He comes in with a reputation as a shooter. And if the ball moves, this team is really connected. They've got to get stops and get out in transition.
Gators now have hit 4 shots in a row. Freshman from Cabin John, Maryland. Better job defensively to get out there by Will Richard blocking the shot. Gators just keep working the basketball around and find the open man, Elijah Martin.
Right now, the Seminoles seem to be, they're not communicating and they're one step slow in their matchups. Spent that entire possession just chasing the Gators.
After having the ball knocked away, Justin Thomas does a nice job to gather and score. Coach Ham is going to use a lot of guys on the bench. And
particularly now. The last 3 years, they've had their share of injuries, but they're healthy now, and they'll rotate like that.
Taylor Bowen. Backdoor pass. Work around the perimeter now, Clayton. Good ball movement to find the open man in the corner. Watkins early in the shot clock with the deep 3 ball, and you give the opposition an opportunity to stretch the lead.
Richards there, just stepped into another one. Gators coming up. Early mistake here with the Seminoles, and every time they've made a mistake, they've been punished.
Condon again with some big defense. Martin. On the offensive glass, Ruben Chinyelu with his first 2 points.
Matching the physical presence this team has. They're just physically dominant, and they're imposing their will right now on the Seminoles.
Watkins on the pull-up. He is 35 of 38 from the field.
Absolutely. That's hard to do if you were just shooting layups.
Yes. On top of the fact that he's as good a defender as there is in the country.
Their physicality is starting to overwhelm the Seminoles there. And everything the scouting report-wise that they worked on, and this is just Will Clayton heating up. He's dominating the switches.
And he said his primary reason to come back was to win. He didn't like being a mediocre team last year's first in the Garnet and Gold.
This Seminole team is not accustomed to, they're accustomed to going through scoring droughts. And even though Watkins turns the corner there, but it's just been disappointing on the defensive end of the floor. I mean, just the ability of the guards. This is the way the Seminoles want to play.
Dang, spotting up. He gets his own miss. Dump it off. Easy to Malique Ewin.
They're switching. They're not switching up into the basketball. They're looking at screens. They're just a step slow right now. And the physicality is just wearing them down.
Thomas Hout goes right around Ewin for 2.
got to sit down and guard. You can understand sometimes when these guards attack you off the bounce, but the physicality is in your game. Stand in front of the basketball and the big has got to be a strength.
Ewin gets him right back at the other end. He is a top-flight athlete who has rounded into an all-conference type and perhaps an NBA type of basketball player. We are seeing some of that here in the first half tonight. Watkins, end-to-end. Off the Aberdeen miss. Another opportunity. Great fight by the 6'4" senior, Will Richard.
Last two possessions, Watkins has kind of just taken the basketball and just put the team on his shoulder.
Alex Condon is denied. Malique with a block shot. 3 of 9 from distance. Meanwhile, for the Gators, they get beat off the back door, and that's a pretty good way to start the second half. The nice feed from Ewin to Watkins.
But Ewin's got to knock down some jump shots or set some ball screens and force the guards to force rotation.
Ewin did everything but the finish. Fortunately for him, Watkins cleans it up.
Front the Gators is what they want to do. That weak side defender must come over and help.
Thomas Houck has come into the ball game, runs a little interference, and Clayton takes advantage. Martin turns the corner, tries to shovel it to the big man, who gathers and puts it in.
He's forced to be on defense for a really long time.
Cole Bowen, can you imagine him on skis? I think they call themselves the Bash Brothers, the two of them. There's a 3-ball for Justin Thomas. Out of overtime elite in Atlanta, picked FSU over Georgia Tech. Well, they turned the 15th Florida turnover. I'll tell you what, the students have come out tonight for this rivalry game here in Tallahassee. Long rebound comes to Houck. Pass knocked away. And the Gators turn it into 2 points.
In this style, just pressing and playing, and you often tell your young guys you're going to make a mistake, make an aggressive one.
Well, Malique made a mistake right there, gives up 2 and a chance for 3 as Alexis will have a trip to the free throw line.
Yeah, and it's difficult for a smaller guard to come over and contest a big on a lob.
Malique gets it back out to Thomas with a clean look. Meanwhile, the Gators continue to dominate the glass. They did in the first half. They have grabbed 11 out of the 12 rebounds here in the second half. Aberdeen for 3.
And Florida State has been a victim of some of the miscommunication on the defensive end of the floor, giving up shots.
Well, there you go. Davis gets a paint touch and finds his man in the corner for 3.
It affects the Gators, the Seminoles that are trying to get back into the dance. It affects the Demon Deacons that have struggled to get in. Like, it affects these teams that are trying to make runs to get into the NCAA tournament. But he's missed 5 free throws, though, and I know he won't like that, but his ability to guard the ball like this is why he's so intriguing at the next level.
He blocks the shot from Aberdeen.
It's no one else to create for someone else. It's just situations like that where you pass to someone and you want them to attack and score.
Aberdeen, tough finish along the baseline.
And their guards, their physicality doesn't come from their front line. These guards are big and physical, and all of them are capable of scoring and beating you off the bounce, and it just puts so much pressure on your defense.
Elijah Martin has had a relatively quiet, he's got the ball now, feeds the post. He's had a relatively quiet night tonight. But I heard from multiple people around the Gators program about the physicality that he brought with him from FAU. It's been important.
A&M struggled early in Central Florida, but they're really good as well. As Kentucky has shown you with their win over Duke, how good and talented they are. So, but no easy games in the SEC this year. Great job there. He has this ability. I said before, he's the one guy. He's quick. Look at that. Great job there, using his speed, getting the angle.
Never seen you turn into a fanboy.
He is.
To go see Dave Bing.
I usually don't tweet about guys, and I put on Twitter like, hey, I'm standing next to a true legend.
Yep, DC royalty.
Yes, he is.
Jackson, what a move. Florida with it, under 6 minutes to play.
Got to get back and match up.
Clayton makes him pay. Alexis with another finish at the rim. Does Florida State have another push in them? Watkins, tough shot, and a chance for 3.
Time for Watkins to put his cape on. He's the one guy that will not be overpowered with the physicality of the Gators.
50 years ago, being the first to go to college and get his degree, changed the trajectory of many of his other family members. Elijah Martin showing that strength and toughness inside.
This transition here has been easy. But this is end of the floor is where they got to be better. Communicate and guard the basketball.
Martin on Davis for two. This is the closest the Noles have been here in the second half. Clayton, he's been so good tonight. On a triple for the Gators. Haven't seen him here in the second half. Clayton. Watkins with a head of steam. We've got ourselves a ball game. It's down to 6. Hauk misses the wild shot, and here comes Watkins. Davis. 77-73. Now the shot clock at 2. Martin beats the buzzer and banks it in.
This was the dagger here. Just a really good possession.
And yet the Gators still expand their lead back to 9. Davis. Good defense by Clayton to get a piece.
Walter Clayton's been doing it on the offensive end. Shows you there he can do it on the defensive end with a huge block.
That might just do it.
Elijah Martin came here, and this happens. This is a nail in the coffin, but what you see is a
Clayton again able to get all the way to the rim.
To the end of the season, he was playing exceptionally well, and coming into this year, it's great to see. He doesn't put any pressure on himself. Even there, knowing it's a 1-and-1.
Florida comes on the road and beats its arch rival for the 4th straight time.